Good morning, guys. The ones that have coffee in the morning or have coffee with me in the morning, but I don't drink coffee. Welcome back to my channel. How's everybody doing? Guys, it's Easter weekend, so happy Easter to everybody who celebrates. Everybody that doesn't celebrate and celebrates Passover, happy Passover. For those people that celebrate nothing and just celebrate a happy weekend, happy weekend. Guys, thank you so much. I always say it. And each time I say it, I want you to know that I hear it. So thank you so much for the growth in this channel, for the community that you guys have built that I'm so proud to be a part of. I love to see you guys communicate with each other in the comments. And I love to communicate in the comments with you guys. Whether we disagree or not, we try to be really respectful, and it's a safe place. And in this world, we need safe places. So I'm very proud to be part of a safe place online. Thank you, guys. Guys, you know, I don't talk about family a lot because, I mean, I have my own family, as you guys know. And, you know, family has changed for me over the course of the years. And what I used to think family meant and what I think I see family means. And it's fair to say that once upon a time ago, I looked at family through like these rose-colored glasses and often finding excuses for things that I thought weren't in the best behavior, and often seeing things in them that I would see in myself and say I needed to change about that. I don't have the worst family in the world. I don't have the best family in the world. It's fair to say that there are some family members that I have a disconnection with, and there are some family members that I'm close with. Certainly has changed again over the course of time. I tend not to talk about families. However, the Whittaker family is a family that needs discussion, and this is why. Yeah, so as you guys can see, family looks different for every family, and absolutely no exception in the Whittaker family. As you clearly see, they're inbred. It's been going on for a few generations.
What is the story with that family?
Their parents were double first cousins.
What is double first cousins?
I don't even know. But in addition to that, their fathers, on both the mother and the father side, were twins, identical twins. The father of John Emery Whittaker and Gracie Whittaker are identical twins, who are also cousins.
They did a video at one point where they went to the Whittaker family cemetery, and most of the people only lived to be about 60 years old or younger. Anyway, that being said, when you do see them together and they're spending time together, they seem to be having a good time in their own little world. But they definitely live in squalor, hand to mouth, dirty hand to mouth, for the most part. The channel that introduced us to the Whitakers was White Soft Underbelly, and a gentleman named Mark, who actually photographed the family in 2004 and then went back in 2020 and took video and shared it with us. So that's how the family got recognition. Through the course of time, Mark has gone and visited the family, and I give him a lot of credit because I couldn't walk through that house. Watching that video, and I'm not trying to be rude, watching that video made me itch. I wanted a shower. West Virginia, beautiful. That's beautiful country. Appalachia. That's beautiful country. West Virginia, Appalachia. Beautiful country. But there's not a lot to do there, and there's certainly not a real way to make any kind of money there. So, unfortunately, there's a lot of poor people there, and a lot of drug abuse there. When the family does hang out, they seem to have a good time. There seems to be genuine love. They don't seem to need a lot, except Mark from Soft White Underbelly has been putting money away from a GoFundMe. So there was a couple GoFundMes that Mark started for the family and legitimately would give them money when they needed money.
And when they needed help, I came through for them every single time. The fact that Betty comes on stood in front of him, his cameras, and said, when he asked what happened with the money, she goes, I don't know. Come on. Betty knows exactly where that money went. She calls me every 2-3 weeks to ask me for more. And I always ask her, like, what are you doing with all this money? You're living in West Virginia. How can you spend so much money like this? And she goes, I need it. And it's her money, so I give it to her. But between her and Larry, there's a lot of money flowing out of that GoFundMe, and it's down to 0 now. So I'm actually gonna discontinue my GoFundMes for the Whitakers. I probably won't even do videos with them anymore. It's just it's left such a bad taste in my mouth after all this. It leaves a really bad taste in my mouth after what just happened. Like, nobody came to my defense and said, "Hey, Mark gives us a lot of help, a lot of money." Nobody said that. I never once have ever gotten a thank you from anybody.
Tyler Oliveira, who's another content creator, and I saw this as it was happening and they were showing it because I've been kind of following the Whitakers because they are a unique bunch. And I thought I always kind of appreciated Mark because he would even go into the house and, you know, you have some people barking at you in that family, yet Mark remained calm, cool, and collective and really treated that family with the respect that they deserve. It's not their fault how they were born, you know. And a lot of times we judge people. I know that I couldn't be comfortable. I would feel so uncomfortable making myself comfortable around them that honestly, and that's not to make fun, I'm just being honest about my own weirdness. So my hat off to Mark. And he's been there. He's taken them on Walmart trips. I implore you, if you have an interest, Soft White Underbelly, I'll tag that channel. So he put this fun GoFundMe account, and probably over $150,000 this family received. In the meantime, Tyler Oliveira, he's watching this, and he wants to reach out to the family, to the Whitakers, and he reaches out to Mark, and Mark tells him, listen, the family has exclusive contract with me and my company, and we're going to be doing, you know, a television show. And then I guess Tyler sees another interview with Mark, and Mark makes a comment and says, I'm not exploiting the family. I could have done a television show. I'm not doing that. That causes confusion with Tyler. Tyler's like, what's up? He says one thing, something else. The truth is, Mark just didn't want to give out the information of where the family was because he didn't want everybody bothering them. And whether it was his call or it wasn't his call, whatever, Tyler found another way around it, reached out to somebody else, got a shopping list, went to the Whittaker family, misrepresented himself. He did misrepresent himself because he made it seem like a family friend had sent him over and everything. And then you could hear how he asks, well, where's the money for the house? The GoFundMe money. And Betty, the family matriarch, says, what money? There ain't no house. And Mark says there ain't no more money. What she fails to mention is that Mark has given them money every single time they've asked, and Mark has given them, and he can show receipts of over $150,000.
How's the house coming along?
What house?
I
don't know what house. We had the Mark about the house.
What did Mark say about the house? Paige wants to get an update.
I don't know.
Okay. Do you think he's...
Mark told we ain't got no more money in there. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, no, we told us.
Started a GoFundMe linked in this video's description and donated $10,000 of my own money. If you feel moved by these innocent souls and want to help them live their elderly years in peace, feel free to donate below. And Mark, if you have any honor, let's combine whatever my viewers and I raise, your 2 GoFundMes, and let's get the Whitakers a new house for real.
The money, unfortunately, wasn't used for the house that they were supposed to get because Mark didn't feel like he needed to be the gatekeeper of the money. Whatever. The fact that Tyler Oliveira called Mark out on his honor is sensationalism and bad reporting. You could have handled that better, Tyler. That's not the way to do that. I hope you feel stupid because Mark didn't do anything wrong.
Hello.
Hey, Betty, it's Mark.
Yeah,
Hey, how are you?
I'm alright.
So I just want to be clear about the GoFundMe money that I've been sending you. Like how many times every few weeks you'll call me to ask me for some money, correct?
Not every week I don't.
No, but like typically throughout the year you're calling me many times to ask me for money.
I know that.
I'm sorry?
I know about that.
You don't know about that?
Yeah, I know I've been calling.
Yeah, I know. So I just want to make sure because like when Tyler interviewed you, he asked you like, what's going on with the money? And you said, I don't know. And he asked you about the house and you said, what house? And it made it look like I'm not giving you guys money. Am I giving you guys money?
Yeah, you've been giving money, but I didn't know you've been giving money for the house down there now, Mark.
Well, I told you, and we talked about this, that we're going to try to generate money for a house.
I know.
Okay, but I've given you over $100,000, like in the last year or so, a couple of months over a year, like the last 14 months, I've given you about $100,000. That adds up to a lot of money. You didn't mention that to Tyler.
Mention who?
Tyler is the young man that interviewed you a while back.
I ain't so Tyler.
You don't know him.
I heard about that Tyler.
Okay, well, there's a video on YouTube of you talking with him, and you're saying I didn't give you any money.
I told you been giving me money, but I didn't know you were giving me money for the house down there. I thought you were getting it out of your pocket. I didn't know that.
All right, well, regardless of what the money was for, how often will I give you money? Like every few weeks, right?
Every week you do.
Yeah, and it's around what? Like sometimes 4,000, sometimes 5, sometimes more, sometimes it's 2 or 3, right?
Right.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, good. I just wanted to clarify that, and that's all I wanted to do, just to make sure that we're all on the same page. Because it seems like looking at Tyler's video, I don't know what page we were on, but it was a very different page.
I ain't touching Tyler. I don't know who Tyler is.
Well, maybe that video was created digitally by somebody, but it looks like you talking to him. I don't know.
Talk about the Tyler.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. There's a video on YouTube of you talking to this guy, telling him about how I didn't give anybody any money, and I don't know where it came from, but whatever. I just wanted to clarify everything. Thank you for explaining.
The worst Mark did was say that the money was used to get them a house, and instead he just gave them the money when they needed it, whether it be for surgeries, which that was legitimate, a car. Yes, somebody got addicted to drugs in the meantime and all of this, but that's not Mark's fault. The whole thing is this. If you're going to do reporting, you need to do it and reach out and ask people the questions. Now, Tyler could say, well, I did reach out and originally he told me an untruth. That would be true. You called the guy on his honor, Tyler. You should have reached out and said, hey, listen, I did end up reaching out to this family. Did you not want me to reach out to them because there wasn't any money in the GoFundMe? Because I'm going to go live with this. I'm going to go on YouTube and say this unless you could prove otherwise, because this is a scam. And I bet you Mark would have reached out and said, hey, no scam. I can show you. I can show you. But Betty should have stood up for Mark too. And I think Betty knows what's going on. So I think Mark is done with this family. However, you guys should check this family out because they are just fascinating. And the way Mark tells the story about the family is fascinating as well. And I will do it absolutely no justice. But there was a little bit of, I don't want to say a rivalry, because there was no rivalry between the two content creators. However, there was total irresponsibility on one of their parts, and it wasn't Mark. So guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. Have you heard about the Whitakers? Tell me what you think about that. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you soon. Like, subscribe, and share. If you don't like me, you can unsubscribe. All right, guys, thanks. This is Issues with Toddy One Skip. Be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you're going to be tomorrow. And always be yourself. Thanks, guys.